Okay, great. So, Kak Sa'dan or Kak Nala ya? So, what is your nickname? Kak Nala. Okay, Kak Nala.
Okay.
Okay, okay, thank you, Kak Nala, and also Kak Mutiara. Okay, I suppose that Mr. Eddie has already informed you that tonight we are going to hold a speaking feedback session, yeah? So I will provide you with some questions from IELTS speaking class, especially from part 2. And then each of you will take turns to answer the question. Afterwards, I will deliver some feedback to you. Okay, is it clear? Guys, or do you have any question about the practice mechanism? Silahkan, Kak Mutiara.
No, not yet, Miss.
Okay, okay. And how about Kak Nala?
Yes, all clear.
Okay, great. Okay, so guys, I will share the screen, yeah, containing some questions from part 2. By the way, who wants to volunteer to become the first speaker? Kak Nala or Kak Mutiara? Silahkan, siapa yang mau pertama?
Kak Mutiara first.
Kak Mutiara.
Why me?
I thought you unmuted your voice to become the first speaker, Kak Nala. And it turned out that you asked Kak Mutiara. Okay, Kak Mutiara, is that all right for you?
Okay, that's okay.
Okay, thank you so much, Kak Mutiara. Wait, I'm going to share the screen first. Okay, this one. Okay, I have provided several questions, yeah, from part 2. And here is the cue card for Kak Mutiara. Okay, wait. I think it's still being processed to be displayed in slideshow. Sebentar ya teman-teman, kenapa belum slideshow ya? Okay, wait. Okay. Okay. Oh, okay. Nah, I'm sure that you have already known that you will be given 1 minute to prepare your ideas. Afterwards, you will have 2 minutes to deliver your responses. Okay. Oh, welcome to this class, Kak Arif. Okay. Okay, Kak Mutiara, here is the cue card for you. Okay. Can you see the cue card?
Yes.
Okay, great. I will give you 1 minute to prepare your ideas. Yeah, starting from now on. Please take your time, Kak Mutiara. Okay, time is up ya, Kak Mutiara. So now you have 2 minutes to deliver your responses. So please have a go, Kak Mutiara. Silahkan. Oh, yeah. Do not forget to unmute your voice ya, Kak Mutiara ya.
Hello, okay.
Yeah, so yeah, please start answering the question.
Well, I would like to tell about the shop near in my neighborhood, specifically in my boarding house. So the shop is right in front of my boarding house, which is only 2 meters from the gate, and it sells everything I need, but particularly it sells everything about cooking materials. So this shop is really needed, especially for all of members in my boarding house, since we usually cook by ourselves, and also the price for their stuff not that pricey, and it's really affordable. And also the shop itself is not that big. It's kind of look like house, and also it only has one window, which is the way where we usually buy, and also to pay for our vegetables. And also it also has like a small refrigerator in front of the shop to sell fridge some fridge materials, like sometimes they also sell fruits, or maybe they sell like nuggets. So it's really convenient for the consumers as well, customers I mean. Therefore they
Thank you so much, Kak Mutiara. Okay, thank you. So you successfully spent 2 minutes, yeah, to respond to the question. Thank you so much, Kak Mutiara. And I would like to welcome Kak Arif as well as Kak Putri, yeah. Welcome to this class, guys. We are going to take turn to answer some questions from part 2. Okay, so I would like to offer some feedback to Kak Mutiara. Thank you so much, yeah, Kak Mutiara, for answering the questions. So I would like to offer you some feedback based on the 4 criteria used in evaluating or assessing your performance in IELTS speaking task. So the first one is fluency and currents. Based on my observation, Kak Mutiara, you were able to speak at length, and it also displayed by your ability in answering the question within 2 minutes. That's good. Yeah, please keep up your good work. In addition to that, you managed to use various connectives. For instance, you use since. Yeah, that's a good way to not repeat a certain conjunction or connectives like because some test takers might use too many times because. Yeah, so I think that's good to use different connective. In addition to that, you also use and also, yeah, that's good. Therefore, at the end of your responses. Okay, that's good. And for lexical resource, you also successfully utilize several collocations, such as boarding house. That's good. Yeah, great. And then small refrigerator by combining the adjective with the noun. That's great, Kak Mutiara. Maybe when you were referring to cooking materials, it's better for you to say cooking ingredients instead of materials. Okay, and I think for the vocabulary it's quite good, and it's even better if you can add idiomatic expressions. If you guys take a look at the IELTS speaking band descriptors, you can see the qualities that you have to display in the task. Yeah, and if you want to achieve band 7 for lexical resource, not only do you have to use less common items but also idiomatic expression. Yeah, maybe you can say that it won't cost you arm and leg to buy or to purchase some ingredients from the store. Karena tadi kan it's not pricey ya, Kak Mutiara ya.
Yeah.
Okay. And for grammatical range and accuracy, you successfully use compound, complex sentences ya by using subordinate and conjunction as well as relative clauses. Tadi pakai where, which ya, bagus sekali Kak Mutiara. On top of that, you also use modal verbs as well as passive voice. It will be highly suggested for you. It is highly suggested for you yeah, to also add conditionals, maybe yeah, if possible, and also inversion. Ya, tapi sudah bagus ada complex sentencesnya gitu ya. And I think for pronunciation it's quite good. The way you articulate the words is also clear. Maybe this is actually a minor suggestion. Please be extra careful with the pronunciation of convenient and convenience. Tadi sebenarnya agak tipis-tipis gitu ya Kak Mutiara, tapi saya rasa Kak Mutiara sebenarnya maksudnya convenient ya, the adjective one. Okay, thank you so much Kak Mutiara, well done ya, very good.
Thank you, Mi.
Yeah, you're most welcome Kak Mutiara. Okay, so after Kak Mutiara, I think I will go to Kak Nala ya. Nanti habis Kak Nala, Kak Arif, lalu kita ke Kak Putri. Okay guys, nanti kalau ada pertanyaan boleh ya, you can drop your questions in the chat box. Okay, Kak Nala, are you ready?
Yes, I am, Miss.
Okay, great. So I will change the cue card, yeah? So for each participant, you will get a different topic. So this is the cue card for Kak Nala. Okay, so this is about weather, yeah? Okay, Kak Nala, I will give you 1 minute to prepare your ideas, okay? Please take your time. Okay, time is up, Kak Nala. Now you have 2 minutes to answer the questions. So please go ahead, Kak Nala.
Okay, when it comes to weather, one thing that I can remember when maybe it's probably 8 months ago when I was cycling. So I looked at the mountain and I just realized that the weather was sunny and there was no cloud at all. I like this weather because you can see the scenery of the mountain because I lived in Yogyakarta. So I could see the mountain of Merapi. It was very rare to see the Merapi without any fog. So because usually there is fog covering the mountain, so the body of the mountain was not clearly seen. But at that time, I could clearly see the mountain with all the sceneries, the green and there is a barrier between green from woods and the sand on the top. So it was very beautiful, and the weather was like once in a blue moon. I saw that because because I rarely saw the such a sunny weather because usually in Yogyakarta it's very hot and but I don't know that just there is many pollution that like from carbon dioxide. So the the scenery is not good to see. And yeah, sometimes in Jakarta, I don't know. Lately, uh, there is always rain, even though it's not the rainy season. And I don't know, maybe it's because of global warming. And yeah, uh, recall to the perfect weather. It was very rare. And if I could,
Thank you so much,
if I
Kak.
okay, thank you.
Nala, okay, I'm sorry for cutting you off. Yeah. So yeah, you spent 2 minutes to answer the questions. Thank you. Yeah, well done, Kak. Nala. Okay, now let's discuss your performance, Kak Nala. Let's start from fluency and currents. I think you managed to speak at length by providing answers within 2 minutes. So guys, when it comes to fluency and currents, not only do you have to pay close attention to the length or the amount of time, especially in part 2, to answer the questions, you also need to know how to use a variety of connectives or cohesive devices. Yeah, you can take a look at the IELTS speaking dan descriptors letter, and if possible, you can print it. Yeah, so Kak Nala managed to use several subordinating conjunction. Not only did it show that Kak Nala know how to use a variety of connectives, but it's also a sign that Kak Nala could use complex structures. Yeah, because one of the possible ways to use complex sentence is by utilizing subordinating conjunction. For example, even though, yeah, Kak Nala use that, and also because you can use due to, since, while, whereas. Yeah, that's good. And Kak Nala also began his response by using when it comes to. That's great. That's a good expression ya Kak Nala ya. Karena kadang-kadang nih teman-teman, mungkin teman-teman juga sering latihan ya di English Studio. Maybe you notice that some test taker might repeat the same expression when starting their answers. So it's better for you to find some starter or some starting expressions in a various way. For example, by saying when it comes to, or if I'm being asked about the good weather, for instance, yeah, you can say that. Okay, great, yeah, Kak Nala. For Lexical Resource, thank you, Kak Nala. You successfully use idiomatic expressions, yeah, by saying once in a blue month. Good. You also use look at as partial verb. Yeah? Not only that, you successfully utilize several words that are highly associated with the topic because we were talking about weather. Yeah? You mentioned sunny days, clothes, yeah, good. And when you said about without barrier, yeah, when you could see the mountain without barrier, I think it will be even better if you can say visual barrier.
Oh, yeah.
Karena jadi lebih jelas gitu barriernya apa nih, apakah physical
Yeah.
atau visual ya. Sudah bagus loh barrier ya, very good. And then the way you use carbon dioxide, I think that's also good. Maybe when you were referring to the pollution, pollution is not something that we can count actually. So I think not many ya. Mungkin boleh kalau pakai much, atau kalau misalnya teman-teman mau pakai pollution ya Kak Nala, maybe you can say that the city is heavily polluted, for example. You can say that. Heavily polluted. Okay, great. And for grammatic correction accuracy, Kak Nala use compound, yeah, complex, modal, and passive voice. I think at the end of your response before I stopped you, you were about to use conditionals ya. Tadi kayaknya mau pakai conditionals, tapi waktunya pas habis ya. It's okay, Kak Nala. Maybe for the next performance you can add it, yeah, and also inversion, conditional and inversion. In addition to that, for the tenses, Kak Nala combine simple past tense and simple present tense. When you describe the truth, I mean the facts about the city, Yogyakarta, I think it's okay if you use simple present tense. But if you were referring, to your experience, about the weather, about the perfect weather, it's better for you to stick to the simple past tense. Jadi nggak apa-apa teman-teman, boleh pakai kombinasi tenses as long as you pay close attention to the time frame as well as the context. Jadi kalau konteksnya tepat, kalau memang teman-teman kayak Kak Nala tadi ya, cerita tentang fakta bahwa cuacanya itu biasanya seperti apa di Jogja, it's okay. It's acceptable if you want to use simple present tense, and it's good to combine it with simple past tense. I think that's my feedback ya Kak Nala ya. Untuk pronunciation-nya sudah oke. Mungkin Kak Nala, it will be even better if you can speak more calmly. Mungkin kayak saya ini, kalau saya cepat karena ngejar waktu. Kalau Kak Nala kan nggak perlu terasa dikejar, karena 2 menit itu saya rasa aman lah gitu ya Kak Nala ya. But I think overall I think your performance is quite good. Thank you Kak Nala.
Thank you.
Iya, thank you so much. Oke, Kak Nala sudah. Sekarang kita ke peserta keempat ya, the third one. Kak Arif. Halo Kak Arif. Halo, good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Halo Kak Arif. Okay, Kak Arif, do you have any question? Maybe before proceeding to your turn to answer the question, do you have any questions about our practice mechanism?
No, I think.
Okay, good. Yeah, I'm sure that you already know about part 2 in our speaking class. Okay, so
but I'm a beginner.
Yeah,
I'm a beginner. So
it's okay.
I'm sorry if there will be some mistakes.
Don't worry, you don't need to be worried at all about that ya. We are learners here, jadi nggak apa-apa Kak Arif ya. Okay, Kak Arif, I will give you a different cue card. Wait, sebentar kok. Okay, this one ya, Kak Arif. Okay, so Kak Arif, as usual in part 2 ya, I will give you 1 minute to prepare your ideas. So please take your time and write down some ideas on your paper. Okay, 1 minute ya from now on. Okay, Kak Arif, the time is up. Now you have 2 minutes to answer the questions. Okay, silakan Kak Arif.
Okay. When it comes to something that I don't have right now and I would really love to own it in the future, I frankly speaking, I want to have a pet, and particularly the pet is an owl. The first time I saw an owl is when I was a kid. Actually, it's not seeing in face to face, but it's just from the TV. I saw it through a television and through a movie, and when I saw an owl, it seems like a cool pet to have, because in that movie, that owl can deliver some message, some letter, and I think that's a cool pet to have. So when I was a kid, like maybe in elementary school, I saw this movie, if you know it, it called Harry Potter, and they have mostly the wizard have an owl, and it's a cool pet, and I don't know I don't know how to pet it in real life, but how to take care of it in real life, but yeah, I think it's kind of cool pet to have right now or in the future. Whether to take care of it is will be difficult, because as long as I know, an owl eats a meat, so it will cost that much to raise an owl from small one to adult owl.
Okay, thank you so much ya Kak
Yes.
Arif. Okay, you successfully spent 2 minutes and 5 seconds. Thank you so much Kak Arif. Okay, actually you don't have to be sorry at all, because the way you answered the question is also good ya Kak Arif. Let's figure out why, or the reason why I considered your performance good. Maybe of course there might be some areas to be improved, but I think yeah, it's a good performance coming from you. Okay, let's discuss ya, Kak Arif, from the first criterion, which is fluency and coherence. Okay, guys, Kak Arif managed to use several expressions, yeah. For example, when he began his answers, he used when it comes to. Okay, that's good, Kak Arif. So, guys, when you take or a part in this kind of class, you can also listen to other participants. That way, you can acquire new words as well as expressions ya that can be added into your own answers. Jadi ini bagus sekali, bukan hanya kita menjawab ya, not only we can answer the questions, but we can also learn from our classmates. Okay. In addition to that, Kak Arif also mentioned some other expressions yeah, for example, by saying frankly speaking. Okay, that's good. In addition, you also use some expression to signify some ideas, yeah, by saying particularly. And you also use a reference by saying in that movie, blah, 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 yeah, right. I think you might notice that you seem to repeat the same ideas, but later on you add the difficult part of taking care of the all. That's good. Jadi mungkin tadi Kak Arif sudah kok ini kayak ulang lagi ya tentang take care, but afterwards you focus on the difficulties. Ya, jadi itu bagus sudah lebih spesifik. Jadi tidak repetitif di situ. Maybe for the expression as long as I know, it's better for you to say as far as I know. As far as I know ya, Kak Arif ya. Okay, and then for lexical resource, this criterion is related to your vocabulary, I guess, yeah, the way you use vocabulary, and also the way you paraphrase the questions given to you. Arif managed to use several words that are highly associated with the topic, for example, because he decided to talk about path, yeah. He mentioned owl and also some collocations such as elementary schools, yeah, and then real life, take care of. Those words can be considered as collocations. And yeah, okay, you were referring to Harry Potter, so of course wizards also come out, ya. Bagus ada wizards-nya. Oke, sudah bagus nih lexical resource-nya, sudah relevan Kak Arif. Maybe the area of your improvement is lying on how to add idiomatic expression. For example, when you said about it might be expensive, yeah, to raise the owl because it consumes meats. You can say it might cost arm and leg to take care of the owl, ya. Jadi kita kadang memang apa ya, nggak apa-apa kita masukin aja. Yang penting relevan konteksnya. Okay. And for grammatic range and accuracy, Kak Arif successfully use compound sentence, complex sentence, modal verbs, as well as conditionals. It will be even better if you can add passive sentences, ya, bisa pakai passive sentences, Kak, and also inversion. For tenses, sometimes you use simple past tense, some other times you use simple present tense. Nah, ini nih yang harus hati-hati Kak Arif. Saya rasa kalau misalnya konteksnya cerita tentang owl, nggak apa-apa sih ya. Indeed, in Harry Potter movies, most of the wizard or some wizard have owls as their pets, ya. So I think it's okay if you were referring to the facts displayed on the films. Misalnya nggak masalah menurut saya. Mungkin itu sih ya Kak Arif ya. Untuk pronunciation, well, I think it's quite good. Maybe it will be even better if you can reduce lapses. Jadi teman-teman nggak masalah ya. Kalau sebenarnya kita pakai pauses atau lapses itu nggak apa-apa. Lapses itu apa sih, Miss? Lapses is actually quite the same as pauses in fluency and current aspect, but it usually comes or appears when you pronounce some words. Maybe because of your self-hesitation, or maybe because you were focusing or concentrating more on your sentences, ya. Jadi mungkin ada jeda-jeda sedikit, tapi nggak apa-apa. Okay, that's my feedback for you ya, Kak Arif. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, guys, Kak Arif, Kak Nala, Kak Mutiara, and Kak tadi Kak Putri ya. I forgot, sorry Kak Putri. Please drop your questions in the chat box, okay? Kak Putri, betul. Benar. Oke, thank you ya Kak Arif. Oke, sekarang giliran Kak Putri ya. Halo Kak Putri.
Halo Kak, hai.
Hi Kak Putri. Okay, are you ready to answer some questions in part 2, Kak Putri?
Yeah,
Okay.
but yeah, as the same as my friend Arif said, I'm just a new learner here, so I may make some mistakes. So I do apologize first.
Why do you guys apologize? Because it turns out that you actually show a good performance, ya. Yeah, it's okay, Kak Putri. Okay, Kak Putri, I will change the slide first, ya. I will move this slide. Okay, sebentar ya, teman-teman. Okay. So here is the list of questions for you, Kak Putri, about television documentary programs, ya. Okay, I would give you 1 minute to prepare your ideas. Silakan Kak Putri ya, 1 menit.
Wait, excuse me, Miss.
Yes.
I'm going to ask about the topic.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
The TV documentary that we're talking about, is it about something like animal documentary, or we can talk about any type documentary?
Actually, it's the latter. Yeah, you can talk about anything, not only about animal, but other type of documentary programs is also acceptable. Okay. Silakan ya. By the way, have I answered your question, Kak Putri? Sudah terjawab ya?
Yes.
Okay.
But yeah, okay.
Ya, it's okay Kak Putri. Silakan ya bicara tentang. Okay, Kak Putri, I hope you have already prepared your ideas on your paper. So now I will give you 2 minutes, Kak Putri, to answer the questions. Okay, silakan Kak Putri, monggo.
when we talk about the TV documentary that I particularly interesting to watch, I'm going to talk about the flower documentary. Flower documentary and a TV that I watch. I decided to watch it because I love flowers, and flowers have a different, many variety types of. There are many variety types of flower out there, and also because it is beautiful, and also they have their own language. So people nowadays goes to florists to buy flowers, and because they want to express their feeling. That was what I learned during the documentary. And we can also learn about where the plants or the flowers are grown, and also the the best habitat, um, the things that we can do to make flowers grow better, and also um yeah, this is the flower. Yes,
Okay, you
I
still have
almost gave up.
10 seconds. Ya, silakan Kak Putri.
Yes. So the TV documentary that I was talking about, the flower. What I was what I like the most about this TV documentary, inside the language of the flower, it is also to find another type of flower that I have never seen before.
Okay,
For
thank you,
example,
Kak
it's-
Putri. Thank you so much. I'm
Yes.
sorry ya. Okay, you spent
yes, I almost gave up because I blanked. I don't know. I never saw the documentary because I love fiction movie the most.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
It's okay, Kak Putri. Actually, the way you deliver your answers, especially when you describe about what was discussed or what was elaborated in the TV documentary programs, were quite specific. Thank you, ya, Kak Putri. Okay, so let's start discussing your performance, Kak Putri. I would like to provide some feedback, but before that, I would like to welcome Kak Pintaka. Hello, Kak Pintaka. Good evening.
Good evening, Miss.
Okay, welcome to this class, ya, Kak Pintaka, ya. Okay.
Yes.
So, Kak Putri, coming back to Kak Putri, ya. Kak Putri, I think you managed to use, some expression, especially when you connect your ideas, when you want to add further information about the TV documentary program, you were inclined to use "and." Also, yeah, that's actually good and correct. And it will be even better if you can use a variety of connectives. For instance, you can use furthermore. On top of that, in addition, yeah, you can use those expressions so that you can enhance your score for coherent aspects. Still in the first criterion, yeah, masih di fluency and coherence. In addition to that, I noticed that you made some self-correction, which is actually acceptable. For instance, when you were aware of your pronunciation, yeah, you then rectify your mistakes right away, and that's good. As long as you know how to correct your mistakes, just go with it. Yeah, silahkan, just go on by correcting your mistake. But if you are not so sure about how to rectify the mistakes, just continue with your ideas. But in your case, I think the way you correct it is indeed on point. Ya, sudah tepat. In addition to that, oh yeah, you also made some self-correction with regard to the use of passive sentence, and that's good. Okay. And for lexical resource, Kak Putri, you managed to use several words that are relevant to the flowers, the commentary. Yeah, you said about flores and then express. Yeah, express. That's good. Flip. Maybe when you said about variety types, boleh pakai variety, Kak Putri. But please do not forget to add article a and also preposition of, a variety of types. Kalau misalnya mau pakai adjective, boleh juga pakai various types of flowers or plants. Maybe if you want to avoid repeating the same words, you can use plants. Ya. Tadi sudah pakai plants juga sebenarnya Kak Putri ya. And also the preposition for interested is more appropriate for you to use in, because I'm interested in, for example, in watching some programs about flowers and plants, misalnya ya, interested in, lalu diikuti dengan jiran atau verbing gitu ya. Selebihnya sudah bagus Kak Putri untuk lexical resource-nya. And let's move to the third criterion, which is grammatical range and accuracy. I noticed that you successfully combine several types of tenses, not only past tenses, but also present tenses. And you even add present perfect tense. This is one of the most challenging type of tenses when it comes to IELTS speaking test, guys. So I really appreciate the way you add present perfect, ya, Kak Putri. Thank you. On top of that, you also use compound sentence, yeah, complex, modals, and passive, yeah, passive sentences, if I'm not mistaken, 2 or 3 times. It will be better for you if you can add conditionals. Nah, conditionals itu teman-teman bisa pakai if clause, atau boleh juga ada beberapa ekspresi yang bisa digunakan untuk conditionals. Misalnya as long as, when, tapi when-nya bukan yang when untuk refer to the time frame ya, tapi lebih ke ada kondisi ketika, kemudian ada apa sih namanya, kayak akibat, yang namanya juga conditionals gitu ya. And you can also add inversion. Ya. Contoh inversion misalnya teman-teman boleh pakai rhetorical question ya, just like Mr. Eddie has taught us. You can grab the attention of examiner and also use inversion by asking a rhetorical question. For example, do you know why I'm interested in watching television documentary programs about flower? Because I blah 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 gitu ya. Jadi boleh tuh Kak Putri ya pakai rhetorical question. Oke. Mungkin yang tadi ada satu hal saja Kak Putri tentang grammar. I think you have known about this. So please be extra careful with subject-verb agreement. If you want to describe subject or object in a singular form, you need to use verb plus r or plus s or es gitu ya. Tadi hanya satu saja, satu kali. Tuh. For pronunciation, I think that's good ya, Kak Putri. Maybe it will be even better if you can put some intonation and stressing, so that the examiner will know which part is interesting and which part that might attract their attention more. Okay, Kak Putri. Thank you so much, Kak Putri. Terima kasih ya.
Yes, thank you, Anna. Yeah, thank you for the feedback.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, Ken.
You don't have to be sorry at all, Kak Putri ya. Sudah bagus tensesnya, udah beragam. Okay, thank you, Kak Putri. Now, this is Kak Pintaka's turn ya. Kak Pintaka, what is your nickname by the way?
Pintaka, my nickname.
Okay, berarti sudah benar ya. Okay, thank you so much, Kak Pintaka. So now I will move the slide first ya, Kak Pintaka ya. So wait, Kak Pintaka. Okay, here is the cue card for you. So it's about writer. Yeah, I will give you 1 minute to prepare your ideas. Yeah, Kak. Just take your time. Okay, Kak Pintaka, time is up. Yeah. Now I will give you 2 minutes to deliver your responses.
I try it.
Okay, please go ahead.
Yes. The writer would like to meet. Yes. Actually, I never met a writer face to face, but I like Terelie as a writer. Terelie is a man who write about novel or fiction, and the other his published about apa ya apa apa dulu about life story, the real life story, and I like him because usually their book or their publish his publish about encourage some people on encourage the young people to reach about their dream. Yes, and that's why I think Terelie is the famous writer in Indonesia currently. And okay, you know, right? You know, I think like the adolescents or the young people or the girl like read his novel or his story.
Okay, thank you so much, Kak
Thank you.
Pintaka. Yeah, thank you. You successfully spent 2 minutes, yeah, in answering the question. Okay, thank you so much, Kak Pintaka, for making the effort to answer the list of questions. So you talk about the writer you would like to meet, yeah, very thoroughly. Okay, thank you. Okay, so let's start the feedback session. I would like to offer you some feedback, yeah, as well as suggestion. First, let's start from fluency and coherence. Okay, so based on my observation, you managed to use several expressions, yeah, especially by using adverbs, yeah, not adverbs actually, yeah, some expression by signifying some ideas of your answers by using actually, usually, currently, yeah, when you were referring to the present time, yeah, to the time about your ideas, yeah, that's good. And then you also use some self-correction when you were aware that Karelia is a male author, so you change the word her into his. That's good. Okay, that's a good realization. And then you also replace the word right away. Maybe it will be better for you, Kak Pintaka, yeah, if you can reduce the pauses. Yeah, the pauses between your answers. It will help you a lot to improve your score in fluency and coherent aspect. One of the effective ways to be able to reduce the fillers is, of course, by practicing, yeah, on a daily basis. Maybe, yeah, I'm sure that you have already done that. And also, if you find it difficult to extend your answer, or maybe to
choose
choose the correct words, yeah,
the
I
correct
think,
word.
yeah, that's a good reason. Yeah, thank you for letting me know. Maybe you can say, well, what is it, or maybe what is the English word? Okay, but that's just a rhetorical question to yourself. So instead of saying or using Indonesian words, yeah, so it's okay for you to take some time to think about the words, or maybe to think about the ideas, but you need to find some expression to buy the time. For example, at the beginning, you can say, well, that's an interesting question. Let me think about it. And then you can take a few seconds before answering the question. Ya. Atau tadi di tengah-tengah misalnya, bisa boleh bilang, what is it? Or maybe, what is the English term of it? Ya, for this, kayak gitu. Tapi hanya nanya ke diri sendiri, gitu. Nggak masalah. And then for lexical resource, you use some expression, yeah, face to face, that's good. You also use writer several times, I think, to enhance your score in lexical resource, because it is related to vocabulary, ya, Kak Pintaka. You can find synonyms, for instance, by using author. author. Yeah, writer is the same as author. That's good. Okay, and then you also use some collocation, yeah, by saying real life stories. Okay, good. And maybe when you said about his published, it's better for you to say his book, or maybe his publication is about real life events, for example. Yeah, you can say that. Nah, karena kalau publish itu adalah book, ya. I think it's better for you to use noun atau kata benda. Yeah, the publication, that's good. And another suggestion is to eliminate some preposition, Kak Pintaka. For example, if you want to say mencapai impian, I think it's better for you to just say reach their dreams. Kita nggak apa-apa, nggak usah pakai about gitu ya, langsung reach their dreams. Okay, that's some suggestion for you. Oh yeah, if you want to achieve band 7 ya, Kak Pintaka, it's also highly associated for you. It's also highly suggested for you to add idioms ya, Kak Pintaka ya. Nanti silahkan ditambahkan idiomsnya, misalnya reading books from this author is my cup of tea because the topics that he has brought to the readers is very captivating. Misalkan kayak gitu ya. Jadi saya suka banget gitu pakai my cup of tea. And then for grammatic arrangement accuracy, Kak Pintaka, you manage to use compound, complex, and modals. Yeah, for your area of improvement, you can add more sentence structures. Yeah, by including passive voice, conditionals, and inversion. Silahkan nanti teman-teman. Biasanya sih kalau dulu di kelas saya waktu saya ngajar nggak penuh sih beberapa kelas, biasanya saya kasih file gitu tentang grammar atau misalnya tentang vocabulary tertentu. Nanti coba ya saya tanya ke Mr. Edi, mungkin saya titipkan ke Mr. Edi kalau misalnya bisa. Okay, and then for tenses you use simple present tense ya, Kak Pintaka ya. Okay, so for the recommendation, you need to pay closer attention to subject-verb agreement ya, Kak Pintaka. For example, when you were referring to Pare, because he is an individual, yeah, you need to use verb plus s or es. So you can say that Pare is someone who writes several books, misalnya, who writes several books. Okay. Gitu ya. Okay. Oh ya, pronunciation-nya Kak ini ya, Kak Pintaka. Please repeat the word after me, okay? Young people. Okay, great. And then famous. Yes, good. Famous. Okay, good.
Famous.
Okay, and then currently. Okay, that's good. And the last one, adolescent. Okay, ya adolescent. Tadi mungkin maksudnya mau adolescent. Okay, great. Thank you so much, Kak Pintaka ya. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're most welcome, Kak Pintaka. Okay, guys, we still have 10 minutes. So who wants to take the second turn? Silahkan, siapa yang mau mencoba yang kedua kalinya? Boleh volunteer atau mau balik lagi nih ke siapa? Kak Mutiara ya, kayaknya ya? Iya. Yeah, sure ya. Silahkan Kak Mutiara ya. Okay, I will move to the next slide first ya, Kak Mutiara. Wait. So here is the list of questions for you, Kak Mutiara. I will give you 1 minute. Wait ya. I will give you 1 minute to prepare your ideas starting from now on. Silahkan. Okay, time is up, Kak Mutiara. As usual, now you have 2 minutes to answer the questions. Let's have a go, Kak Mutiara.
Off the top of my head, the thing that probably comes to my mind when talking about spending money, especially the discussion that I had about this topic is it was really interesting because I discussed this topic with one of my best friend when we were talking. We were having fun time, and suddenly this topic just come to us, and then we have the conversation. While we discussed this topic at that time, it was actually a sudden topic, but because we were only joking to know which who is the most stingy between us, and also who has the best money management between us. So that's why I think this kind of discussion, it's actually beneficial for all people, because we can learn how to manage money, and how you can spend your money wisely, and talking about saving money. So this discussion actually can be taught by many people, but maybe the best is when you are talking with your close ones, to have a deep talk about this topic, because when talking this topic with strangers, maybe it's kind of weird, because money is something more privacy. That's why this discussion was really interesting for me and my best friend.
Thank you so much, Kak Mutiara. Ya. You spent 2 minutes to answer the list of questions. Okay, so now let's go to the feedback session. I would like to offer some feedback as well as suggestion for you. Yeah. Okay, so for fluency and currents, I think this is one of your strengths, because you were able to speak at length without noticeable efforts, even though sometimes you took a few pauses, just a few pauses. Yeah, I think it won't influence your score for the fluency and current aspect. In addition to that, you managed to use connectives to connect your ideas. However, you were inclined to repeat because several times. So in order to achieve a higher score, yeah, Kak Mutiara, it will be better for you to substitute because by using. Could you please maybe mention some of the substitutions?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Actually, I'm sure that you know. I will mention for you. Yeah, you can use since, as, yeah, due to, yeah, or maybe you can also use the expression that actually you already use in your answers by saying the reasons why. Yeah, that expression can also replace the use of because. Karena kenapa saya sarankan seperti ini? So guys, if you take a look again, yeah, in to IELTS speaking at IELTS speaking band descriptors, some examiner might be quite strict, and they might consider you overusing certain conjunction if you keep repeating the same connectives. So that's why I highly suggest you, yeah, Kak Mutiara, and also other participants, to use a variety of connectives. It's okay if you want to repeat maybe for a few times, it's okay. But if you use it several times, I think it will be even better if you can add another connective gitu ya. Sudah bagus Kak Mutiara untuk fluensinya terutama. And for lexical resource, okay, thank you Kak Mutiara. You add a different idiomatic expression ya this time by using off the top of my head. That's good. And you also managed to use the words in a good formation. In a good way. Yeah? For example, by saying spending money, by changing the verb into gerund. Yeah? When you put it as the object or the subject of your sentence, spending money. And you also paraphrase the word having discussion by using having a conversation. Okay, itu bagus. Karena memang one of the techniques to paraphrase the words, not only by changing the words by maybe using the substitute, or you can also find synonyms ya. Boleh pakai sinonim atau teman-teman boleh pakai kalimat gitu, kausa gitu. Tadi sudah bagus dari discussion jadi conversation. And then you also mentioned collocation, yeah, for example, money management, and then close ones, deep talks, that's good. So there are some recommendation that I would like to give to you when you said one of my best friends. Karena satu dari banyak, it's better for you to put us, ya, in friends. Ya, itu mungkin kecil-kecil gini ya, Kak Mutiara ya. One of my best friends, yeah, my best friend. So it's related to the singular or plural forms of the words. And when you mention privacy, I think it's better for you to say that money is something private. Karena kalau privacy itu noun, iya. Tapi if you want to use an adjective, I think it's better for you to say private gitu. Sebenarnya dua-duanya sama, betul. Hanya saja yang satu adjective, yang satu adalah noun gitu. And for grammatic arrangement accuracy, okay, thank you, congratulations Kak Mutiara, you almost check all sentence structures, ya, only inflection that needs to be added, yeah, maybe in the next performance. You already use compound, complex, modal, passive, as well as conditionals. You also use simple past tense and past continuous tense. Sometimes you also insert present tenses when you were referring or describing the person, ya. Nggak apa-apa sih, misalnya waktu Kak Mutiara tadi bilang ya, to figure out who is the stingy one or the one who has good money management, itu nggak apa-apa sih pakai simple present tense, karena kan mencari orang yang itu di antara kalian gitu ya, nggak apa-apa, it's okay. But I think if you want to be safer when you were given some question in past tenses, it is also acceptable if you use simple past tense. Kalau mau lebih aman lagi nggak apa-apa Kak Mutiara, misalkan di past tense saja karena you were referring to a certain discussion at the time, misalkan gitu ya. Okay. For pronunciation, I think very good ya Kak Mutiara, very good pronunciation and also intonation. Maybe if you want to achieve a higher score in the pronunciation, not only for Kak Mutiara ya, but also for other participants, you can search for some videos capturing task takers who obtain band 9 on YouTube. That way you can mimic the way they put intonation and stressing and how they maintain eye-to-eye interaction with the examiner gitu ya. Jadi memang teman-teman sebenarnya nih, tadi saya lupa bilang, it is actually highly suggested for you to turn on your camera during your speaking practice. Karena dengan begitu teman-teman sambil simulasi. Karena kan either you will take the task using Zoom platform or by having face-to-face interview, I think you will eventually have to face the interview, right? Jadi interviewer maksud saya. Jadi mungkin untuk lain waktu teman-teman, please turn on your camera ya, if possible, if your internet connection is stable. Okay, I think that's it ya, Kak Mutiara. Thank you so much for taking your second turn. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss.
Yeah, you're most welcome, Kak Mutiara. Oke, sudah jam 21.30, pas ya teman-teman, sudah habis. Oh ya, by the way, my name is Irsa ya. Tadi karena namanya saya lupa, di sini English Studio namanya. Oke, I think that's it for tonight. Thank you so much for joining this class ya. Kak Mutiara, Kak Nala, Kak Arif, Kak Pintaka, Kak Putri. Have a nice holiday everyone ya. Selamat menikmati liburan semuanya. Good night.
Good night. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys. Okay. See you ya. Bye-bye. Okay.